all 16 games this season with just 5. So, Shannon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how impressive was Rodgers' season?
On a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10 million. Because he
10 million?
Yeah, Skip, he did it, Skip. He did it. He finished first in completion percentage, touchdown passes, touchdown percentage, interception percentage, passer rating, QBR, total touchdowns, adjusted yards per attempt. Skip, it's an unbelievable season. Think about this. Aaron Rodgers threw more touchdown passes than his team punted the football. Yeah, you heard me correctly. I said Aaron Rodgers threw more touchdowns than J.K. Scott had punts. His last 2 games, when he slammed the door, when it was neck and neck, he and Mahomes, or he and Josh Allen for MVP, 8 touchdowns, 9 incompletions. Game, set, match, Rodgers. It's over. Skip, it was a 10. It's a 10 times 10 to... This is the crescendo of Aaron Rodgers. Like I said, that 2011 season when I believe he was 45-6. He was phenomenal. He was like, the guy threw 45 touchdowns with 6 picks. He said, I got better. He did 48-5. Skip, that's ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous that the man put up these kinds of numbers. So he was a 10. He's going to be the MVP. I believe Derrick Henry will win Offensive Player of the Year. But the MVP is over. It's done. He finished it off the last 2 weeks in the way he should because you needed to get, they wanted home field. He openly talked about it, Skip. And the thing that I like about Aaron Rodgers is that he's not cliche. He's going to tell you exactly how he feels. I want that home field. I want somebody to come here. I'm going to do my thing.
Never had it.
He said, I'm coming to get it. He said,
went
now.
to one long ago Super Bowl as a road wild card team, right?
Yes, he did that.
And since then, it's been really slim pickings for him.
Because you know why?
He's 6 and 7 in the postseason since that one wild card run.
You see the guy that was holding him back? He coached your team. Look at your team. Your team won 8. At least
I thought he was transcendent.
Hold on, Skip. Your team last year won 8 games with 8-8 Jason Garrett. He comes there and win 2 fewer games than 8-8. And you think.
So, I'm going to be objective on this side of the table about Aaron Rodgers' season. I'm going to give him an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10.
This is a bull jive. This is a good bull jive.
I don't. This is not bull jive because I got the facts here.
Okay, give me facts.
Are that he had some rough outings camouflaged by all those touchdown passes because at Tampa Bay,
Okay, Tampa Bay.
he had a QBR of 12. He threw nearly 2 straight pick sixes, and in the second half, actually the last 3 quarters of the game, he scored 0 points.
He scored 0. That's what's 1 game, so they got 15 to go. Give me the other
How about the worst team in pro football went up to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, the Jaguars, and Aaron barely won the game 24-20 with a QBR of 45, which scaled 0 to 100 is below average against the Jaguars.
Okay, that's...
At Indy, he's leading 28-14 at halftime, and he stunk it up in the second half.
What was his QBR?
And needed a field goal to send it to overtime, and they lost in overtime.
Tell the people what happened now. Tell the people that...
74, not great, not bad. But again, the second half, he stunk. And speaking of stinking, to your point about not being cliche-ridden as a speaker, post-game speaker, he flat out said, I stunk in the second half at home against Carolina when Teddy Bridgewater had a better QBR than Aaron Rodgers. He stunk in the second half. He threw for a grand total of 44 yards in the second half against Carolina.
But see, here's the thing, though.
What?
You saying he stunk in those games that he won. He won those games.
Okay. Now, let's look at degree of difficulty, shall we? Going into yesterday, and obviously he had a huge loss to David Bakhtiari, his tackle.
Yes.
But going into yesterday, Pro Football Focus ranked his offensive line 2nd best in pro football.
Yeah.
Ranked his rushing attack 4th best in pro football.
Okay.
Ranked his go-to receiver, Davante Adams, #1 in all of football because he leads in every category. He leads in catches and yards and targets because he should. He's been that good. And I ask you, if Devontae Smith can win the Heisman Trophy, which I believe he will, shouldn't Davante Adams at least be in the MVP conversation because he's helping make Aaron Rodgers with all those touchdown passes?
We saw Calvin Johnson have almost 2,000 yards and not get the MVP conversation. And normally, even when Jerry...
Maybe he should have.
Even when Randy broke the record, who won the MVP that season?
Well,
Tom Brady.
Okay.
Because you're going to say, look at the guy. Skip, you know what? In a normal year, maybe... Because there are some quarterbacks that have outstanding years. Josh Allen had an outstanding year, Skip. So did Mahomes. So
did Tom Brady.
Russell Wilson, sure.
Yes.
But, Skip, I don't know how you overlook 48 and 5.
Well, he is the MVP, but you asked me to rank the quality of the MVP. I'll give it an 8 on a scale of 10. That's actually pretty high.
When's the last time we saw a guy leading all these statistical categories?
Yep.
Everyone from top to bottom. Skip, you said, okay, passing touchdowns, he got that. QBR, you love QBR. He won that.
What was his QBR last year at San Francisco in the NFC Championship game? 23, because he turned it over three times.
You told me that, you said, hold on, you told me to start the show. The pass has nothing to do with it right now. That's what you told me.
I'm just saying, now he's got something he's never had. He's got home field to the Super Bowl.
He got that.
If he can take advantage of it. Can he?
Whether or not, no, we're not, that wasn't the question.
Can
the
he
question,
beat Tampa Bay on the frozen tundra? We'll see about that.
The question was, greatest season.
Yep.
He gets a 10.
Okay, we'll see where he goes from here. And he was fired up because they tried to replace him.
Yeah, considering how the season started for Aaron Rodgers, he's playing with plenty to prove, and it's working. And that is hard for me to say.
I can't believe you gave that man an 8.
Coming from Minnesota. What does the Lakers win over the weekend mean for Skip and Shannon? I will remind you guys of a certain bet. I'll tell you about it next.
Yeah.